Farrell Simon Jones was born in 1949 in Sunderland, St. James, Jamaica. As a youngster, in addition to swimming every Sunday morning, playing soccer and cricket, Farrell enjoyed helping his mother and other family members and proved himself to be extremely industrious. He secured various odd jobs at a young age, including selling ice. Farrell always had a love for the Bible and found great joy in reading and talking to others about it. His first sermons were on the island, preaching to whomever and whatever would listen, including animals. He was raised in a non-denominational Christian church until his mother was converted to Adventism when he was 8. They began attending Montego Bay Seventh-day Adventist Church. At the age of 10, he was baptized into the SDA Church. Farrell began colporteuring and continued this job throughout his matriculation at Harrison Memorial Elementary and High School. Upon graduation from high school, a friend Farrell grew up with at church, Carl Barnes, encouraged him to explore the opportunities that existed in Grand Cayman Islands. This was just the news that he needed. 3 days after graduation, Farrell bought his ticket and headed to Grand Cayman. After working odd jobs for a few months, Farrell secured an apprenticeship at the island's printing company and soon became the main printer there, printing the newspaper for the island. He remained in Grand Cayman for 2 years. The relationships he made there remain to this day. His dream having always been to go to college and become a pastor, his intention was to go to West Indies College. However, upon the suggestion of a friend, in 1972, Farrell began his studies at Oakwood College. He studied and worked hard. Working on the campus in construction to help pay his way through school, Farrell assisted in the construction of several buildings that still stand on the campus today, such as the church, library, and Carter Hall. During his time in college, he honed his electrical prowess by working with a professional electrician while picking up his mechanic, carpentry, and plumbing skills all on his own. He also served as the president of the Foreign Students Club for 3 years and as an English tutor for remedial students. Farrell Jones graduated with a B.S. in theology and minor in history from Oakwood College in 1977. Hired by Northeastern Conference, he started his ministry in Connecticut, serving as the second pastor for the newly formed Norwalk SDA congregation. Pastor Farrell Jones came to Norwalk with an energy and exuberance that rivaled none. In May of 1979, under Jones's leadership, the Lord guided the Norwalk Church into the purchase of the facility that they reside in today at 101 South Main Street. Before the church's official move in December 1979, Pastor Jones left to attend Andrews University, never quite having the opportunity to minister the flock of the Norwalk Church into its new building. But Pastor Jones had already started his reputation as being the building pastor. While at Andrews University, pursuing his master's in divinity, Pastor Jones became a father for the first time to his daughter, Chanel Margaret. Though Chanel was Pastor Jones's first child, he was not new to being a father figure. Pastor Jones loved children, especially his niece Toya, so much that many people thought she was his daughter as well, an association that continues today. In 1981, Pastor Jones was asked to leave Andrews and accept the challenge to pastor 3 churches in the New York Hudson Valley District: Kingston, Beacon, and Trinity Temple. During his tenure there, he continued to build on his budding reputation as the building pastor. He led several projects, including the selling of the Beacon building and renovations at Trinity Temple and Kingston. In addition, Pastor Jones led many crusades in the Hudson Valley area, leading to over 70 souls giving their hearts to Christ. While in the Hudson Valley District, Pastor Jones also became a father for the second time in August 1984 to his daughter, Stephanie Monique. Pastor Jones and his young family moved to the White Plains Peekskill District, where he pastored 2 churches, First White Plains SDA and Peekskill Mission, now Peekskill SDA Church. During his tenure in this region, Pastor Jones organized a small Peekskill congregation into a vibrant, active church with their own newly renovated church building on a beautiful 1.8-acre property in upstate New York. Pastor Jones also led in several renovations to the first White Plains SDA church facility, including major renovations of the church interior. After 7 years of ministry in the White Plains Peekskill region, Pastor Jones was reassigned to the Bethesda Church in Amityville, Long Island, where he worked with the church to complete renovations to the church exterior and purchased additional land adjacent to the property. Bronx, Washington was Pastor Jones's next assignment. In 12 years in the Bronx district, he led the Bronx, Washington Church and the Mount of Blessings mission. During his tenure, the building pastor negotiated a $12 million grant from the government to erect the Stennett Brooks Senior Housing Center. In addition, he organized the Mount of Blessing mission into a church. In January 2009, Pastor Jones accepted the assignment of the Mamre SDA congregation. During his tenure at his final church, he expanded his reputation from the building pastor to the recession pastor. Pastor Jones was never afraid to get his hands dirty. He consistently brought various food goods for the church community. If there was a member in need, he would find a way to personally fulfill that need.
God has clearly ordered Pastor Jones's steps in ministry for nearly 4 decades. His life has been characterized by community service and hard work. In addition to his church leadership, Jones received his Master's in Organizational Leadership in 1998 from Mercy College. He served the conference on the executive committee as school board chair of Westchester area, R.T. Hudson, and Bethesda Schools. He was honored with the Pastor of the Year award at the 2013 Youth Leadership Convention. In addition, for 8 years, he served as the camp meeting superintendent. Pastor Jones still enjoys a good swim, a game of table tennis, and dominoes. He also likes to collect items such as coins, has trucks, and he still dabbles in construction, electrical, and plumbing work, using all the skills he's acquired throughout his life in his ministry. His proudest moments as a pastor are each time he is able to baptize a soul for the kingdom. Pastor Jones became a grandfather in 2008 to his beautiful granddaughter, Jalen Simone, then for a second time in 2013 to Aubrey Kay. Pastor Jones loves being a grandfather, never passing up an opportunity to talk about his 2 new additions. While Farrell's pastorship may be ending, his ministry will continue. And on that blessed day, he, along with the hundreds of souls the Spirit has drawn to Christ through his willing vessel, will all hear, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done, Farrell. Well done."